So wake up every morning trying to figure out, number one, I feed myself, number two, how to put gas in this car, number three, how you get something that'll make me not want to fucking, like, you know, like I said, find the first lake and drive this car into it. So it's not easy. And no, Starbucks isn't doing it for me, you know. Let's see, you know, shopping all day on the money that I don't have isn't doing it for me. And working for anybody at this point that I have to beg for money for isn't doing it for me. No. I'm not sure what I'm going to do after I sold the instruments, because at that point then you know, I have no extra money. But I refuse to go back into like, you know, I had long dreads in Florida, and then when after my divorce, I came back up here looking for work, and I went to a few interviews with the dreads, you know, tied back. And I didn't get the jobs as a programmer, because they were in, like, you know, banking, insurance. You know. A black guy with dreads is like, it's part of his religion. It's like a white guy with dreads is, he's probably a drug addict or homeless. So I then cut my dreads. This was in 2007. And I felt like I cut a part of me off, man, because the reason I drew those dreads were because they represented the freedom for the African community, for the Africans that were brought over into Jamaica when they realized they, you know, they smoked the weed and they realized they were warriors and slaves, and then ran to the hills. They grew their dreads as a representation of that freedom. You know, that's what I know about the dreadlock, and that's what it represented to me. And once I was then challenged on that freedom, that I had to go back to working as a programmer, I had to then cut them. And I felt really bad. Because the next job interview I got it though, right? And then I worked for two or three other companies until 2010, and then I walked away and said nothing. And I said to myself, I'm going to grow my dreads again. I was growing my hair, and then by the time I got to Occupy, I ended up dreading them. And then now I'll never cut these again. It's funny, I was hanging out with somebody the other night, just this woman, and she says, oh, you know, you should cut your dreads. Because, you know, without the hat and stuff, you know, you just got that big bald spot. Maybe you can put something on top of the bald spot, you know, to like, because, you know, it kind of looks silly. So that's what I'm encountering, you know. Because she preferred my face without the you know. Actually, I'm sure my ex-girlfriend did too, and many other people that know me. Like, oh, if she cut those things, you're better off just cutting short hair and just, you know. The fuck you talking about, man? The fuck was that woman talking about? They represent something to me. They represent a freedom. That if I cut them again, that I'm going to feel that sense of loss again of that freedom. And I'm never going to cut them again. So, then please, out there, anybody ask me to cut my dreads, don't ask me. Thank you. Oh, boy. So I'm once again in the Starbucks parking lot, but I'm not sleeping now, so I'm in a little spot, so then nobody's complaining about me again. And I haven't done anything musically, so I haven't danced or done any drumming or anything, so that probably caused attention. And then I realized that this side is Ocean Township. That's what and then that side where ShopRite is, right across the street, that's Neptune Township. So this is Ocean Township. That's Neptune. And I said in the last video, cops in Ocean Township, they're not very, you know. They're not very understanding. They're not very, like, you know, don't worry about it. Go ahead. Not the one somebody looks like me. I saw this other guy, and he said that he was sleeping. I met this other guy. He was sleeping in his car with his girlfriend, and they both have full-time jobs, which I don't know how they could be able to do, but. And they sleep in the car because they can't, you know. And they just find spots all over Ocean Township, the parking lots. And he said, yeah, the cops came to him and knocked on the window. And said, oh, you know, you fell asleep, right? You guys go. Well, for number one, he's got a girl with him, which is different than me. I don't have a girl in here. So if I had a girl, maybe, oh, you know, it's less of a chance that you're sleeping, you're homeless, you know, you may, or like, you know, you're causing any issues if you're with a girl, right? And number two, he's from Ocean Township. He's a white kid, and he kind of has that same look He was born and raised there. Kind of look as all the cops do there. So they might know him. They might, you know, whatever. But me with dreadlocks and you know, and a dread hat and you know, making sure that I haven't changed in like 2 or 3 days. That's a problem in Ocean Township. But it doesn't seem to be in Neptune and Asbury. Bradley it was. Yeah, this is New Jersey. It's so segregated. It's like from one town to the other, you got to watch out because you might be profiled. From one town to the other. What Ocean did to me last time and just a couple of nights ago is literally unforgivable. So I don't have any respect for them. Even though I traded them fine, I talked to them and they said I was being, you know, well, talk to the prosecutor that you were being very whatever. Not complicated, you know, not defensive. I was helping. I said, okay, fine, whatever you have to do, the rest of me fine. But do I think what they did to me was right? They had no reason. You know, I wasn't. Give me one of those tests that you give an alcoholic, or somebody's drink, or somebody drinks that walking test. I'll do it. I'll touch my nose. What do you want me to do? Right? See, that's the thing you people don't understand, right? Every plant medicine out there is less harmful than alcohol that you guys treat with you know, this grandiose fucking thing that y'all do when you're out in bars, or when you're out eating, or you're out with friends, and you're at a party. Woo-hoo. That's okay, but what I do is not, and what those people do is not, and that's what makes me think that you're fucking judgmental, and you're a bunch of fucking hypocrites. How dare you point your finger at us and them? When you're just doing another thing that isn't illegal and is not, you know, but if it was 1923, whatever it was, it would have been illegal, and how would you feel then? Huh? Like us, right? Persecuted for what we want to do. And yet, alcohol is much more deadly of a drug than anything else out there. And the reason that the other stuff is harmful to us is because it's illegal. And it causes us problems, and it becomes very expensive, and we get used by people because it's not being monitored and make sure that, you know, what you're getting is the right stuff. It's literally, you know, it's because it's illegal, and yet you still point the fingers at us because we do it. We do that instead of participating in the Shoppers Friday, whether that's Black Friday or and going to Thanksgiving dinner the night before. I mean, really, man. And Easter, like now, Easter's like, oh, it's a big certain times, biggest celebration for Easter. Oh, you get together to eat. Oh, yeah. I don't know. My sister, she's not even calling me anymore. She's not even talking to me, so that's fine. But not that I really care, because I don't want to do that. I mean, you think a man, this fucking guy that died 2,000 years ago, is hanging or bleeding to death, that you crucified him? You think he wants you to fucking have a 3-day feast over him, over his death? Really? Is that what you think? Easter? Fucking crazy people, man. You think I'm crazy? Man, this society's nuts, man. They're worshiping some human being that the same people that are worshiping him fucking, you know, put him on that cross fucking 2,000 years ago and bled him to death, man. That's what you're worshiping. A man bleeding to death on a cross. Think about it. And who you think fucking wanted you to do that? God? Really? Oh, my God. Oh my God. Like Michael Franti says, oh my God. They got us contemplating suicide. You know, and that's what, you know, that's what it is. Because life is like, if you're not one of these people that have the 9-to-5 jobs and have the income coming in, and have the IRA, and have the security, and have the house, and have all this shit, then you're just like stuck. When of us watching all this shit happening around you, going like, wow, I'm supposed to do all that? What? By going to fucking working an 8-hour job? And, you know, with all my arrests and things that have happened on my record between Occupy Wall Street and my oil use, my blah blah abuse, that's not going to get me a job as a programmer anyway. And I don't want to be a programmer anymore. I'm tired of that shit. I was tired of that shit fucking 10 years ago. Then what do I do? And why would I want to do it? And somebody said, oh, go to Whole Foods, and they're hiring. Or Quick Check and Wild Regular is hiring. I'm going to do that, buddy. At age 57, you think I really want to do that shit? No. What I want to do is live the life that I should have had free from birth now. Because, you know, I just realized it, you know, last couple of years that, well, you know what? Actually, I realized it about 15 years ago, but then I was stifled down. Then I realized, no, 17 years ago, and then I realized it again about 10 years ago, and that was stifled down. 10, 11 years ago, and now, you know, I'm realizing it again, and now I've just lost everything because of it. Like I said, I lost everything, but it's not like I could take any of these things into the grave with me, right? So who the fuck cares? You lose them now, you're gonna lose them eventually anyway. Anything that you fucking put so much importance on, you're gonna lose it. Gone. And then what anybody tells you is gonna happen after your death, you won't know until you die. Unless you actually go back there and actually see what happened and actually understand, you know. And the only way you're gonna do that, I'm sorry to say, is to plant medicine. You're not gonna do it from a book. You're not gonna do it. None of these religions are gonna tell you this. This is gonna make up something that you can be scared of. So then you'll give them donation money for them to tell you how to contact the God and tell you what is going to happen after death. But one thing is for sure, none of those coffins have like jewelry and money and all this other shit in their coffins with them, right? You can only fit a body in there, right? And if you get cremated, you're like, well, what, all this stuff you're gonna get cremated with you? You see how ridiculous society is, and ridiculous of what you do, and how much importance you put on this material shit that ends up wasting your time and energy, and your ability and your work, instead of working to something like, you know, curing cancer or something productive, like all working together to create the best thing that we can all share. You know, working in a sense, in a way of competing with each other. And it's like, stupid, silly games, human beings. Okay. All right, so I just had to finish up my thought from the last video that I got cut off. I'm running out of space on this one now, so I'm deleting all videos now. I post them to YouTube, and hopefully they'll be there for me to download at one point on YouTube. So. All right, well, everybody have a good day. Namaste.